I review the Nimble box set today on Dungeon Craft. Welcome to Dungeon Craft. I'm Professor DM, and on this channel we talk about role-playing games. And if that's what you're into, you want to like and subscribe. Today we're taking a look at Nimble box set by Evan Diaz. Nimble streamlines D&D. It started as a hack, but has since evolved into its own game system, and it is modular. You can use some, all, or part of it. Play it as its own game system. It has all the classes, the options, the spells, the ancestries, the powerful characters you would expect in 5e, but with cleaner, faster mechanics. Nimble comes in a sturdy cardboard box. Let's check inside. We get a Game Master screen with some useful information inside. I love this touch, the quick NPCs like Quinn, healer, always smells faintly of herbs. Red, grizzled mercenary, calls everyone kid no matter what age. That, in addition to the rules like the conditions, is super useful. I also like how it's 6 inches instead of the giant screen, because I still want to be able to look in my player's eyes. Very sturdy construction here. Very good. A cloth map of the Nimble world, also nicely done. When I think of all my tattered maps, I wonder why didn't we just make maps out of cloth in the first place? We have 3 digest-sized books, core rules, heroes, and Game Master's Guide, action cards, spell cards. The new D&D starter set comes with spell cards. Nimble beat them to the punch by a few months here. I know some people don't like spell cards, but as someone who teaches Dungeons & Dragons and other role-playing games, I find them really useful. These teachers call these manipulatives, and it's easier for people to grasp and not lose track of things when there is a physical thing to hold. There are also monster cards as well. Let's start with the core rules. Practical use of the end pages. About 60 slick pages. Be heroic, embrace failure. Be gracious to the GM, and bring snacks in boldface. Good advice. There are 4 statistics in Nimble: strength, dexterity, intelligence, and willpower. Constitution is just folded into strength. Charisma is combined with wisdom for willpower. You also have some skills here based on your stats. To create a character, just assign a stat array. You get +2, +1, 0, and -1. And the maximum a stat can go is +5. Advantage and disadvantage works a little different than D&D. I'll save that till combat. One of the most innovative things about Nimble is its initiative system. The character who is most ready or initiates the combat goes first. Then the players take their turns clockwise around the table. Then the monsters go. Players get 3 actions per turn, but for those of you who like rolling initiative, on the first round, everyone rolls a d20. If you roll a 1 to 9, you get 1 action, 10 to 19, 2 actions, 20 plus 3 actions. That's first round only. So you still roll initiative, but you don't need an initiative tracker or a tree, and it doesn't slow things down. For combat, you don't make attack rolls. You just roll damage. You roll on the weapon's damage die chart, add your bonus. That's how much damage you deal. On a natural 1, you miss. On a max roll, the die explodes, and you roll again. When you have advantage, you roll multiple dice and take the highest number. If you have disadvantage, you roll multiple dice and take the lowest number. This is a trend that started with Into the Odds some years ago, and it's been followed by Cairn, Crown and Skull, Nimble, and Mythic Bastionland, which I reviewed last week. They all use similar mechanics. You have some flavorful classes here. Berserker, which is essentially a barbarian. The Cheat, which is essentially a thief. Typical ancestries like human, dwarf, elf, as well as exotic ancestries like bun-buns. So Nimble gives you all the tools to create the type and style of game that you want. If you want to have a more whimsical world with bunnies and goblins and Feywild and birdfolk, you can do that. If you want to make it hardcore, more Conan the Barbarian, the Game Master would simply disallow them. Adventuring motivations: I owe a debt to someone in my party. Duty calls: I am bound to serve, or I want to prove my worth. Very useful. Standard equipment, nice artwork here, magic items. All right, let's talk spellcasting. Spells are divided into 6 schools. We've got fire, ice, lightning, necrotic, radiant, and wind, each with their own cantrips and 9 tiers of spells. Instead of memorizing spells, you get access to all the unlocked spells in your school. To cast a spell, you roll a d20 against your target's defense. A natural 20 is a critical success. A natural 1 is a critical failure. So if you like casting spells, Nimble actually gives you more power and more options than D&D does. And you don't have to worry about keeping track and memorizing these spells, which I always felt was a boring mechanic. The Heroes book provides all the classes. The Berserker is the Barbarian, the Cheat, the Thief, and there are subclasses included as well, 2 for each, I believe. Commander, the standard fighter. The hunter is the ranger. Mage is the wizard. Oathsworn is the paladin. The cleric is the shepherd. The bard, the song weaver. There's also shape-shifting types and monk martial artist types. Options for subclasses here, like the classic, the Oathbreaker.
Like and subscribe, it really helps the channel.
The Game Master's Guide with great advice here, like your job is not to foil the players or to be their enemy. Default to yes, that's something I always do. Telegraphing danger, this is always good advice. You can't just kill the players outright without at least warning them. I love this art by Justin Gerard. His work was featured in the new Castles and Crusades starter set. Very Warhammer inspired, like from the Warhammer 1st edition. And I just love how these adventurers look terrified, while this wizard who looks like Ted from Nerd Immersion is desperately trying to pick that lock. Advice on giving rewards and boons and gold. Running monsters. I like these monster stat blocks. They're really simple. Then you got your legendary monsters like Grimbeak and Thorn Quickblade, giant spiders, dragons, all your epic level stuff. But think about how simple this is compared to 5e, where you get an entire page. And this simplifies the stat block, tells you their powers so that you get right to the point. We got the Nimble version of Strahd, and I will point out, I think this art is just as good, if not better than the 5e art I've been looking at. We also have a few scenarios here, like the Garden of Death. I appreciate the minimalist descriptions and how we don't get numbers on the maps. Instead, we get the name of the room and a little dressing here, like the spider chamber has spider webs, so it's easy for the game master to keep track of things. Almost all these scenarios fit on facing pages. I love that. And we also have a small town, a harbor city, deserts, anything you can imagine Dungeons & Dragons having, Nimble also has. Each of these digest-sized books are 60 pages. Glue and stitch binding and these ribbons, which I appreciate. Very high quality here. Nimble packs a lot of stuff into one small box. I really think it represents a very good value. Players like the idea of they want to hit and be successful at something almost every round. Nimble definitely speeds up combat. If you're interested in Nimble, you can check it out at the link below. And I'm going to be giving this copy away to one of my lucky patrons. Patrons also receive early access to my videos, extended cut and exclusive videos, and access to the private Discord server. And thanks to all my patrons for making this content possible. I'll be back soon. May all your rolls be 20s.